Very good morning to all my dear students. Welcome to St. Angel's Public School Bagpat online economics classes. As you know that we are working from our home. So my dear student, today we are going to discuss again chapter number 1, Indian economy on the eve of independence. So today we will discuss see what is occupational structure, what is occupational structure and what was the condition of occupational structure. See what is occupational structure and what was the condition of occupational structure on the eve of independence. So first of all, please try to understand what do you mean by occupational structure. Occupational structure. See, occupational structure refers to distribution. Distribution means allocation of working population. See, occupational structure refers to distribution or allocation of working population across primary, secondary and tertiary sectors of the economy, or you can say of the country, of the economy or country. So I hope all of you have understood what do you mean by occupational structure. Occupational structure refers to the distribution or allocation of working population across primary sectors, secondary sector and tertiary sectors of the economy. See, conditions are as follow. Conditions are as follows. See, what now we will discuss it. Now, or you can say we are going to discuss what was the condition of occupational structure. See, you know that occupational structure in simple terms, you can say like this: occupational structure consists agriculture sector, secondary sector and tertiary sector. See first of all agriculture. See, the principal source of occupation, was agriculture sector on the eve of independence. First of all, try to understand on the eve of independence means agriculture sector means the principal means main, the main source of agriculture, the main source of occupation was agriculture sector on the eve of independence. It means that, what do you mean by this? It means that about 72.7% population, you can say it means about 72.7% of working population was engaged means was working in agriculture in India. First of all, the principal source of occupation was agriculture sector on the eve of independence. Then after, it means that about 72.7% of working population was working, or you can say was engaged in agriculture in India. But while in England and America 2%, in India 72.7%, but while in England and America it was 2%, in Japan 12% and in Germany 4% of the working population depend on agriculture sector. Means, what do you mean by this? See, what do you mean by whole explanation of agriculture means this shows backwardness of the Indian economy. So I hope all of you have understood. First point means agriculture. First sector of occupation structure means agriculture. See, next industries. See, on the eve of independence, 10%, we can say about 10%, about means approximate, about 10% of the working population in India was engaged in manufacturing sector. How much? About 10% of the working population. But while 32% in USA, 32% in USA, 42% in England, and 39% in Japan. So I hope all of you have understood. Means contribution of working population. Contribution of working population in India, or you can say in manufacturing sector in India, was very low. Was very low as compared to developed nation. As compared to developed nation like USA, England, and Japan. So I hope all of you have understood what do you mean by this. It further proves how backward the Indian economy. It further proves how backward the Indian economy. So I hope all of you have understood. Next point means industries. See, third point, unbalanced growth. Unbalanced growth. And what do you mean by balanced growth, or what do you mean by unbalanced growth? See, growth is said to be balanced. Growth is said to be balanced when all sectors of the economy, are equally developed. All sectors of the economy of the Indian economy means primary sector, secondary sector, and tertiary sector are equally developed. But in case of India, all sector were not equally developed. This showed unbalanced growth in India. See, agriculture, according to agriculture means according to agriculture, occupational structure was backward, and according to industry, again occupational structure was backward. You can say like this. This shows backwardness of Indian economy. Industry sector also shows backwardness of Indian economy. And unbalanced growth means when all sector of an economy are not growing equally. You can say like this. So I hope all of you have understood. See, what is occupational structure? Or occupational structure refers to distribution of working population across primary, secondary, and tertiary sector of the economy. And what was the condition of occupational structure on the eve of independence? The condition of occupational structure was backwardness on the eve of Indian economy, or in the eve of independence. So please pause the video and note down this. See, next question. Were there any positive contribution made by the British rule in India? We are talking about positive contribution made by the British rule in India. See, there was some positive contribution. Of the British rule in India. These were as follows. See, first positive contribution. The Britisher introduced the railway system. And a vast network of transportation. These became very crucial. For the development of industry. You can say for industrial development of India. So this was a first positive contribution by the British government, or basically British rule means the Britisher introduced the railway system and a vast network of transportation. These became very crucial for the development of Indian industry, or you can say for industrial development of India. So this was the first main positive contribution by the British rule. See, next positive contribution, the political and economic integration. Of the country was achieved for the first time under the British rule. What do you mean by this? It means that, see, please try to understand meaning of this in simple terms. See, it means that after the British rule, government was supporting to people of country means, or you can say that after the British rule, the government was supporting for doing economic activities, by the people to earn a living, or you can say to earn a money. See, I hope all of you have understood what do you mean by this. It means that the political economic integration of the country was achieved for the first time under the British rule. What do you mean by this? It means that after the British rule, the government was supporting for doing economic activities by the people to earn a living, or you can say like this: government was providing economic resources, means resources to people to perform economic activities by which they can earn money. So this is the main conclusion of this point. So I hope all of you have understood. See, next point: British rule helped Indian economy to shift from barter system of exchange. Barter system of exchange means, see, what do you mean by barter system? Barter system means exchange of goods for goods. So I hope all of you have understood. To monetary system of exchange. Monetary means money system of exchange. So I hope all of you have understood third positive contribution made by the British rule in India. See, fourth contribution: the Britishers developed the most modern and efficient system of communication. Means most modern and efficient. Efficient means best. Efficient means best utilization, means, or you can say in a better way. Efficient means in a better way. In simple terms, efficient means in a better way, means system of communication. What do you mean by this? Most modern and efficient system of communication, it means development of post and telegraph helped in integration of the different regions of India. This accelerate the rate of economic growth. So I hope all of you have understood again. Fourth positive contribution made by the British rule in India, means the Britishers developed the most modern and efficient system of communication. It means that development of post and telegraph helped in integration. Integration means combined of the different regions, by which we can say this accelerate the rate of economic growth. See, after this, now next point: commercial agriculture. Commercial agriculture means when someone produces a crop, when someone produces crop for sale purpose, see, there are two types of agriculture. See, there are two types of agriculture occupation. First subsistence occupation, and second commercial occupation. First subsistence occupation, second commercial occupation. Subsistence occupation means the subsistence occupation of agriculture means, it means when someone produces crop for his own consumption, not for sale purpose. Commercial occupation of agriculture means when someone produces crop for sale purpose as well as for own consumption. See, I hope all of you have understood. See, commercial agriculture started showing green shoots. It means that farmer accepted as a profitable farming. Instead of subsistence farming. So I hope all of you have understood. Means these are the positive contributions made by the British rule in India. So I hope all of you have understood. Please pause the video and note down this. See next question. Discuss the impact of railways on the Indian economy. Discuss the impact of railways on the Indian economy. See, the development of railways benefited the Indian economy in the following ways. So I hope it means that there was positive impact of railway. There was positive impact of railways on the Indian economy in the following ways. See first, railway enabled people to move from one region to another region, and thereby reduced isolation between different regions of the country. What do you mean by this? It means that railway helped to integration with the different region of country. I hope all of you have understood what do you mean by this. Railway enabled people to move from one region to another region, but after this you can say like this, thereby reduced isolation between different regions of the country, or you can say like this, railway helped in the integration of different regions of the country. Railway helped in the integration of different regions of the country. Integration means combined. See, after this, it encouraged commercialization of Indian agriculture. It encouraged the commercialization of Indian agriculture. What do you mean by this? Accordingly, according to this statement, Indian farmers started growing cash crops. Means indigo. Cash crops means indigo. So indigo is the example of cash crop. First of all, always remember, indigo is dangerous for soil fertility. But a farmer started growing cash crops, means like indigo, rather than food crops for subsistence only. So I hope all of you have understood this second point. See third point. With the development of the railways, the volume means size. The size of India foreign trade expanded substantially. Substantial means in large way. However, the composition means type. However, the type of India foreign trade was colonial nature. Colonial nature means was under the control of British government. Colonial nature means was under the control of British government. See, which included exports of raw material from India to Britain, and imports of finished goods from Britain to India. So I hope all of you have understood. Means, but according to means now in this point, for this point, there is one more information. Means export of raw material was greater than import of finished goods. So I hope it means that our export was in surplus condition. So I hope it is clear. Means export of India was in surplus situation, because export of India was greater than the import of India. See, so please pause the video and note down this.